If you've ever scrolled past a celebrity's wrist on Instagram, you've probably seen either the Love or Juste Un Clou bracelet. They're both made by Cartier, and somehow, both of them cost thousands of dollars. So which one is actually worth your money? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know which one is the smarter buy. Let's give you a little backstory about these bracelets. Both of them were made by the same person, an Italian-American designer named Aldo Ciapullo. He joined Cartier's New York store in 1969, and almost right away he changed the way people thought about fine jewelry. The Love bracelet was his first big idea. He designed it in 1969, and it hit the market not long after. It's a smooth, oval-shaped gold bangle that closes with two tiny screws. You need a special little screwdriver, which actually comes with the bracelet, to put it on or take it off. The whole idea behind it was commitment. Ciapullo wanted a piece of jewelry that felt permanent, like it was locked onto you, almost like a symbol of a relationship you can't just walk away from. Back then, this was a wild idea for fine jewelry. Most luxury pieces were about being flashy and removable. This one was about staying on. A couple years later, in 1971, Ciapullo designed the Juste Un Clou, which means just a nail in French. And that's exactly what it looks like, a bent gold nail wrapped around your wrist. It sounds strange for a luxury brand to turn a construction tool into a jewelry piece, but that was the whole point. Ciapullo loved taking everyday objects and turning them into gold. The Juste Un Clou went out of production for a while, and Cartier brought it back in 2012, and since then it's become just as iconic as the Love bracelet. So now you've got the backstory, but backstory doesn't tell you how they actually feel on your wrist. Let's get into that. The Love bracelet is smooth, rounded, and clean. It has small screw heads running around the outside, which is its signature look. It comes in a few widths. The small size is about 3.65 millimeters wide, so it's slim and delicate. The classic size is 6.1 millimeters, which is thicker and makes more of a statement on the wrist. Both are rigid, meaning they don't bend. Once it's closed with those screws, it stays exactly where you put it. On the other hand, the Juste Un Clou looks edgier. It's shaped like a nail bent into a circle, with a pointed end and a flat nail head on the other end. It has a rougher, more industrial feel compared to the smooth Love bracelet. And here's a big difference. The Juste Un Clou doesn't lock. You slide it onto your wrist and adjust it yourself. No screwdriver, no help from another person, no special ceremony. You can take it off anytime you want. The Love bracelet is about permanence and being locked in. The Juste Un Clou is about freedom and rebellion. If you're the kind of person who wants a bracelet that says, "I'm committed to something," Love speaks that language. If you want something that says, "I do my own thing," Juste Un Clou fits that better. But before we get to the price, let's talk about what these pieces are actually made of. Both bracelets are made from solid 18-karat gold, which means 75% pure gold mixed with other metals for strength. That's part of why neither one is cheap. You're not paying for a logo, you're paying for real gold weight and hand finishing. Both come in yellow gold, white gold, and rose or pink gold, so you have the same metal options either way. Diamond versions exist for both bracelets too, ranging from a light scattering of small stones to fully paved designs that cost tens of thousands of dollars. For most buyers though, the plain gold versions are the ones that make the most sense, and they're also the easiest to resell later. Now let's get into how much they're sold for. Let's go straight to what Cartier is charging today. For the Love bracelet, the small model in yellow gold runs around $5,300. The classic model sits at $7,950 in yellow gold, rose gold, or brushed yellow gold. Go with white gold and it climbs to about $8,510. Add 4 diamonds and you're looking at roughly $13,100. There's also a flexible version called the Love Unlimited, priced between $9,400 and $9,900 depending on the metal. Meanwhile, the Juste Un Clou in a small model in plain yellow or pink gold is priced around $4,180, actually cheaper than the small Love bracelet. Add small diamonds and it moves to about $5,850 or $6,250 in white gold. There's also a reverse set diamond version, where the diamonds sit facing your wrist instead of outward, priced at $7,350. The larger classic model in plain yellow gold runs about $8,700, and around $9,300 in white gold. So at the entry level, Juste Un Clou wins on price. But once you compare the bigger classic sizes of both, they land in a pretty similar range. somewhere between $7,900 and $9,300. But price isn't the whole story. If you're buying this as more than just a bracelet, if part of you is thinking about resale, there's one more thing you need to know. The Love bracelet has been around longer, it's more universally recognized, and it moves faster on the resale market. Pre-owned small yellow gold models resell somewhere between $4,000 and $4,700, which is a solid chunk of the original price. Also, the Juste Un Clou holds value reasonably well too, but it doesn't have quite the same worldwide recognition. Pre-owned small plain gold models tend to sell in the $3,300 to $4,500 range. Still good, just slightly behind. If resale and brand power matter most to you, Love is the safer bet. But if you're buying for yourself, not for resale, there's one more thing that actually matters more. The Love bracelet stays on through everything: sleeping, showering, working out. Some people love never thinking about it. Others hate that taking it off for airport security or a hospital visit means carrying around a tiny screwdriver. On the flip side, the Juste Un Clou gives you total freedom. Slide it off, stack it, swap it out depending on your mood or outfit. No tools required. And speaking of stacking, this is where a lot of Cartier fans do something interesting. Do you know a lot of collectors don't have to choose one over the other? They wear the Love bracelet as their always-on piece, then layer a Juste Un Clou bracelet or ring right next to it as something they can play with. Since both pieces come from the same designer and the same era, they naturally sit well together on the wrist. If your budget allows for it down the line, starting with the small Juste Un Clou because it's more affordable, then working up to a Love bracelet later is actually a pretty common path people take. So which one should you actually buy? If you want deep history, a stronger resale market, and a bracelet that will always be instantly recognized as Cartier, go with the Love bracelet. It's the safer choice if you only ever want to own one luxury bracelet in your life. If you want something a little more unique, more affordable to start, and way easier to live with, the Juste Un Clou is the smarter pick. It's also a smart entry point if this is your first piece of fine jewelry and you're not ready to commit to the bigger price tag of a Love bracelet. Neither one is wrong. Both are real 18-karat gold, both came from the same legendary designer, and both have earned their place as true luxury icons. It just comes down to whether you want jewelry that locks you in or jewelry that lets you go. So which one are you actually buying? Love or Juste Un Clou? Drop your pick in the comments and let's gist. If this helped you decide, subscribe for more honest luxury breakdowns like this one.